So, South Carolina's women's head basketball coach, Dawn Staley, had some interesting comments to say when asked a very controversial question by a reporter if biological men who transition into women should be allowed to play in women's sports. Now, this was said before she defeated Iowa, and won the national championship, her third national championship as the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks. So let's hear what Dawn Staley had to say.
Dan Zakrzewski, Outkick coach, you just talked about, what a massive weekend this is obviously for women's basketball, women's sports in general. One of the major issues facing women's sports right now is the discussion topic about the inclusion of transgender athletes, biological males, in women's sports. I was wondering if you would tell me your position on that issue.
Damn, you got deep on me, didn't you? I'm under the opinion of
She's carefully.
if you're a woman, you should play.
Oh.
If you consider yourself a woman and you want to play sports or vice versa, you should be able to play. That's my opinion. You want me to go deeper?
Do you think transgender women should be able to participate
That's your question
in
you
college
want
basketball?
me to ask. You want to ask, so I'll give you that. Yes. So now the barnstorm of people are going to flood my timeline and be a distraction to me on one of the biggest days of our game. And I'm okay with that. I really am.
Oh, yeah, well, she knew that the barnstorm of people were going to come after her because this is a fucking insane response. There is no way in hell she even believes the words that she's saying. Number one, you notice how very uncomfortable she was when asked that question. The sip of the water or the juice that's in her cup, okay? The taking the time to answer the question, having the verbal filler. She was very uncomfortable with answering honestly how she felt because of the toxic cancel culture environment, the Looney Tune, the crazy environment in society that we live in nowadays. Dawn Staley knows deep down that biological men who transition into women should not be allowed to play in any biological women's sports at all. That is a big no-no, okay? But I feel like she had to kind of say, well, she didn't have to say, but she kind of felt if she didn't say yes, which is quote-unquote the political correct answer, she would have been canceled, and especially she did not want to be an even further distraction to her team in one of the biggest games of the year, which is the national championship game, which they ended up winning. But she knows deep down that this is false. No biological man should play in any biological women's sport. Men are just naturally stronger, they're taller, they're faster, they're quicker, they're more agile than women. Do you see that this story about that this biological man who transitioned to women, I think it was he or she, whatever you want to call him, was a swimmer, okay, and they would be finishing the bottom 100th, okay, transition into women, then transition into women swimming, and now is all of a sudden blowing women out the water in every competition. And women are like, this is not fair. This is not fair. This is not a biological woman. You even talked about Dawn Staley herself doesn't believe biological men should be competing, in biological women's sports. She even has her own team practices against the men. I think she gets random men on campus or whatever the case may be, and they get slaughtered. That tells you the difference in team who just won the national championship. Practices against men, and they get slaughtered in practice. She doesn't believe that. And any parent who is okay with that ideology is a sick and twisted individual. You would not feel okay if you had a daughter go use a public bathroom and then have a grown-ass man go into that same bathroom your young daughter went to and says, no, I identify myself as a woman. I identify myself as a female. That is okay. And that person uses that bathroom, the same bathroom your daughter went to, You would feel uncomfortable as hell. You would be calling the cops like, yo, what the fuck you doing? You don't know what type of evil intentions that person has. Seeing female genitalia, especially a little girl, you don't know what they're gonna do. But the fact that the left, the loony, delusional people, mainly by the Democrats, have pushed this sick ideology into people and have made it okay, it's disgusting. If trans people want to play in the sport, make a trans league. Make an all trans league. But leave the women alone. This is not protecting women in any way, shape, or form. Imagine if LeBron James, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, James Harden, all the best of the basketball players said, you know what? We're going to transition to a woman now. We feel like we're women and we're going to go join the WNBA. And we're going to play against the WNBA female athletes. Do you think that would be fair? Do you think that the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks, is going to be in the league next year? Do you think the Diana Taurasi's, the Sabrina Nescu's, do you think that they would consider that fair? Do you think that will sit fair with them? Or how about this? The 7'2" Zach Edey, who is currently a center for the Purdue Oilers. Let him transition into women's college basketball and start playing against everybody else. Do you think that those women would find that fair? Would it? No. So Dawn Staley herself does not believe this. I think that this is just my opinion. I think she said this so that she doesn't get canceled. But the fact that you can't really say what's on your mind. You can't really say what's on your mind because of the fear of the backlash that these loony ass, crazy, pedophile people are going to say to you, saying, how dare you say that? Speaking the truth, speaking honesty is disgusting, is insulting, it's insane. Dawn Staley, next time, I believe that you got to stand 10 toes down and tell the truth. No way in hell should any biological man who transitions into a woman, into a girl, into a cow, into a tree, into a cat, I don't give a damn, should not be playing in any biological woman sports. And there's a reason why there's plenty of uproar of natural women who are upset about this. If they feel that this is not right, then why should you? Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree, disagree with my opinion on this? Do you agree with Dawn Staley's opinion on this? Leave your comments down below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.